tired of the banking life. I was waking up at 5 o'clock and I was finishing at midnight every day. So I got married and I decided it was it. I couldn't do that anymore. What do I do next? While I was still working, I started planning what do I want to do. First idea was coffee shop. So I went to a coffee shop, how to start a coffee shop. Then I realized that it was not feasible. High rent, high cost was not for me. So then eventually there was another redundancy package and me and my boss at Barclays took the package. So I then started planning with finance already in place. So I went to Italy, qualified as a pizza chef. I have a pizza over in the garden, start making pizza for a friend, invite a friend to taste the product. Everybody loved it. I said, let's do a pizza business. So before I want to open a pizza restaurant, then same problem. I rent, I finance. So what do I do? I start doing a bit of research and discover the street food that in the UK 4 years ago was still not booming. So I've done research. Okay, we need a van, we need equipment, we need the premises. But because I'm going to people, I don't need to be on the high street. So I start searching premises in the area, and I found a barn in a farm, and then where I start. So you know, if you can see, Microsoft start from a garage, Apple start from a garage. You don't need a factory. If you got the idea, you start small and you build up. I can do it from a garage, but my wife said there's no way you can run a business from your garage. So go and find a place. So I find a barn, and then we need a van, we need all the equipment. I was lucky because with the redundancy package from Barclays, after being there for 10 years, I didn't need any finance. But I was looking at options because even if you got the money, sometimes it's cheaper to finance your business because you can do bank loan. You know, there's a lot of options available. And like the leasing that I purchased, if you want to deduct the tax, is a good way to do it. But because I had the money, I decided that I didn't want any debts. So that's how I started. That was 4 years ago. I started with one van, now we got two vans, and we got big oven and a trailer that you probably saw at the beer festival. Because we bought it to do festival like the Oxford Beer Festival, where you need to cook 600 pizzas a day, it's not more than that. So I bought that one after 6 months with the money that I made already, which is one van. So, what you want me to go through all the different sources, or you want to choose one and I talk about it? Thanks. Right, bank loan. The government, since the financial crisis, has been pushing a lot the bank to help small business start up. So the bank loan, they used to be very high percentage repayment. Now, with the interest rate very low, you can get better loan. And the government is pushing bank to give money to start a business because they've been giving the bank a lot of money to help people to start a business. Bank loan is probably better at the beginning if you haven't got your finance in place. But because it's a loan, you need to repay a capital interest. And the bank loan tend not to give you a big sum. They do between 25 and 50,000. So you probably still need to go somewhere else to increase your finance pot. Bank loan, they're good if you haven't got any other sources. But as I said, because you need to repay the money, even though they're more flexible, the bank will not give you the money for nothing. The business is, I give you the money, I give you 20,000, in 3 years I want 25,000. Otherwise the bank will not make money. And of course, they will look at you need to present a business plan, and you need to have a kind of track record in the field. You can't say, oh, today I just want to buy a block of flat because I want to divide them in bedsit and just rent them out. What's your background? Do you know how to finance things? Do you know how to run this kind of business? If the answer is no, it's more likely they're going to give you 25,000 instead of 50,000. They're going to look at your background. It's like a mortgage. If you go and have a mortgage to buy a house, they will see, okay, you always have a job. You go, every month you get this amount, so you can afford to lend, to borrow 100,000. If you cannot prove that you can pay back, they will A, not give you the loan, and B, they will put a lot of restriction. Did you work late last night? We give you a lot of restriction in case you miss a payment. So they start saying, okay, you miss a payment, there's a penalty. So bank loan is good, but there's a lot of negative issues. Overdraft. Overdraft is similar to bank loans. But overdrafts tend to be even more expensive than bank loans, because overdraft means that you prove in them that you cannot look after the money. So you can have overdraft, and it's depending on your relationship with the bank. You can get good term, bad term. You can have different period. Unfortunately, the way the bank work now is completely different of 20 years ago. 20 years ago, there was a bank manager that was looking after business. Like my father-in-law, he used to be a bank manager for Barclays Bank 30 years ago. And he was 3 of them, and each one of them have 20 customers that they look after. So basically, they know the customer. So if someone come in and said, oh, I got 20 factory and I need to borrow £1 million, they will know who the person was, and they were willing to give them overdraft facilities because they know the customer. Now, if you walk to a bank and you ask for the bank manager, chance is never there, and if he's there, you're just a customer. So for them, it's just, we need to bring more money. How much do you want? Okay, 10% interest. Which is okay for people that doesn't have a clue, but I went to the bank to ask for something, and they said, oh, you have to pay 80% interest. I said, oh, interest rate is 0.5? Why? If I give you the money in a deposit account, you give me 1%. If I want to borrow money, you want 10%. So I said, and the next customer come in and ask for money, tell him to come to me, I'll charge 5%, so I make more money. So you always have to be careful. Commercial mortgage. I went through the option as well because now I'm renting, but when I was looking for the premises, I was looking to buy premises. I found one near Seven Oaks, and there was a little problem, but I went to ask for commercial mortgage. And as I said before, the first thing they did, they basically went to my credit check. So commercial mortgage is cheaper than domestic mortgage, much cheaper. We're talking about 2 or 3% percentage point less. And because the commercial mortgage, basically they don't go to banks, they tend to go to finance company, because the finance company thinking, we're happy to help this business start up, and if it's good, it's probably going to get more money to expand. Commercial mortgage, again, you can go to the bank, but they're not the best option. There's a lot of commercial broker because they specialize in commercial mortgage. So they don't look about domestic mortgage. They basically got good relationship with finance company, with bank manager, and they go direct to them. So when I went to see this commercial mortgage guys in Seven Oaks, I got through them through Barclays. Basically, I called my ex-employee, Barclays Capital. I managed to speak to the head of commercial mortgage, and I said, if I need to get commercial mortgage, where is the best to go? And I said, where you live? I said, live in Seven Oaks. I said, there's this company, we deal with them every day. We cannot deal with customer direct, even if you are ex-employee and you're still part of the group. So I went to them and they gave me a very good deal. I didn't take it because at the time I didn't need it. I was looking to open a pizza shop, then the premise was not available, so I left it there. Leasing, when I bought the van, I bought it outright. But of course there was an option on leasing the van. I bought it outright for one simple reason. In this country you can buy pre-registered vehicle. So basically you're not the first owner, you're the second owner. So basically car dealer, what they do, because they have target, so every 6 months they need to reach target. So because if they don't reach a target, what they do is, oh, we got 3 vans there, we haven't sold them. So they register the van to themselves. So they become first owner. So for the main office, the van is sold, but it's not sold. So then you approach them, and basically something that costs £40,000, because it's already registered, it's second hand, you can buy for half the price. So I've done a bit of research. I decided which one I needed, because I need the space for the oven, all the appliance, and people to sell pizza. So I said, I need this van. I start calling, it was a Citroen, I start calling all the Citroen dealers on 150 up to Scotland. I just called every single one of them, and I went from 30,000 to 17,000. A brand new van that I bought was 42,000. I paid 17,000. There was a lease, and they preferred the lease of, oh, if you lease it, we're more willing to give you a discount. And I said, why I need to lease it if I can buy it now? They won't lease it because, of course, there's an interest. So they sell you at 17, but it's a 3 years lease. So technically, you probably pay 21,000 yet. I said, I got the money. Why I need to spend 21 when I can spend 17 today? So that was a bit of a problem, because they give you a discount price on the basis that you lease the van. But they sent me the paper and I just sent them £17,000. I said, yeah, but you have to lease. I said, I got the money. Either you take it or I go to another dealer and buy somewhere else. And the funny thing is that I contacted the dealer in Chiswick and they said, we don't have van. And basically I went to another dealer and I bought the van from them, and the van came from Chiswick. So basically Chiswick for £1,000 said no. I went, someone in Scotland, and the van got delivered by the West Citroen. So that's prove you that sometimes people think. Our purchasing, how we use our purchasing for equipment. I didn't use them because, as I said, Barclays gave me a very good redundancy package. That's the beauty of working in the financial market for 25 years. When you go, you get a good check. Our purchasing, you use for equipment, really. I mean, I can use them today, but likewise, I don't like to pay interest, because when I get money in the bank, I get zero. So why do I need to pay to buy stuff? If I got the money, I buy. But our purchases for startup, I think, is the easy option for equipment. Or if you decide to do a shop, if you want to buy all the water and things, our purchase is not very expensive, because you can decide the term of the loan. You can say 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't think you want to do the shop in 10 years time, so probably the better you do a short term. And with our purchase, the beauty of it is the fact that everything is guaranteed. So if something goes wrong, because it's not yours, the company will send someone out, fix it or replace it. So you haven't got the cost of fixing it. If something goes wrong, it can be very expensive. But if I buy everything outright,